None of them never groove, sir. Move, sir. Girl, you shine so bright.
All right, so the officers are in studio at this time and they're all nodding and bopping their heads and enjoying the music, but we have to get the program started. All right, so we are going to begin Cop Chat at this time.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
The world has become such a cruel place. Something is wrong with the human race. Preacher man say it's wonders and signs. We are living in the end of times. Where is the love we once used to know? Where is the kindness we used to show? The heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop all the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in no use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay.
All right, so yes, crime and violence, it does not pay. So we are joined this morning by members of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. And, right, that's my error. All right, so yes, we are joined by members of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force in studio with me this morning, keeping me company for at least a hour-ish, is Mr. Iraqi Huggins, Sergeant of Police. Iraqi, welcome back. Mr. Garrett Doppel, Corporal of Police. Garrett, good morning. And Miss Clisina. Yeah, I got it right. Very good. Constable of Police. So good morning to all of you. And for most of you, Happy New Year, because I don't think, Christine, I'm not familiar with you, but Happy New Year to you.
Good morning and thank you. Same return.
All right, thanks. So let's begin today's program. Who wants to go first? All right, so you could, okay, so let's introduce the theme. Today's topic is safeguarding our children against illegal drugs, sexual abuse, and human trafficking. All right, so that's our theme for today. And Iraqi, I guess since you're more senior, you would go first.
Yes, good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines region, international viewers and listeners. As the host said, my name is Iraqi Hawkins. I'm the Executive Sergeant of Police.
Iraqi, sound like you forget my name, but it's okay. Yeah, man, I can see it. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm here NCO at the narcotics unit, and we have the mandate to deal with illegal drugs throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This morning, as you said, the team, illegal drugs, sexual offenses, and human trafficking. And if you look at them, they are all intertwined. Trafficking, traffic young girls, they feed them with drugs, and then they sexually assault them. So today, we're hoping to reach a wide audience, especially youths and students. I know a lot of them would be in schools, most of them, but I hope this message would reach them in a timely manner.
Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and those who are listening in the diaspora. I am Constable Clisina Butler, and I am attached at the Sexual Offences Unit. At the Sexual Offences Unit, we investigate sexual offences, rape, indecent assault, buggery, and we also do other surrounding offenses. When it comes to sexual offenses, that's us, and we do other surrounding offenses as well. And we work hand in hand with also with other organizations, community groups, and such like that. So it's a pleasure being here, and I hope that this information will go forward to the persons who need to hear what we have to say today.
Mr. Doppel.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
My name is Garrett Doppel, Corporal of Police, in charge of the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Unit of the Royal Civil Police Force. What the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Unit does is that we deal with, investigate cases of possible human trafficking. And one of our mandates that we have is that we sensitize the general public about the dangers, the signs of human trafficking. And we're so happy to be here today again to help fulfill our goal in sensitizing the general public, especially the young developing population of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit more of the Sexual Offences Unit. When was it established? What all does it cover?
Okay. So
okay, I'm sorry.
The Sexual Offences was established in November of 2018. And from there onward, we have been investigating sexual offenses, as I said before, rape, indecent assault, having sexual intercourse with a defect, buggery, and we also do surrounding offenses. For example, if an offense would have committed maybe of a rape, and the person would have damaged the person's clothes or would have cut them or wound them, we deal with those offenses as well. We not only investigate, we also do sensitizing, we educate the public, we try as much to educate parents, students, what they're supposed to do, their roles, their responsibilities. We have outreach programs, we visit churches, because this is not something that the police have to do all by themselves. We have to work together, and that's what we're trying to do. We investigate in a confidential space, timely manner, and we also work with other departments such as Child Protection Unit. We also work with counselors. So it's all collaborative. We come together to make our goal accomplished.
Okay. And so I know the point that you're making of the sensitization. What methods are actually done? What methods are used in terms of getting that message directly to the youth within our community?
Okay, so number one, the first thing that we do is we go out to schools. We visit schools, we have lectures. We do not lecture just the students. We lecture the parents as well. So when they have parents in meeting, we have that. We have also community groups, churches, police, youth clubs. We do these things. We go about. We give brochures, information. Just to add, to start off the year, the Sexual Offences Unit at Georgetown will be having a march and a rally on the 26th of February this year. And that is to bring the community of Georgetown, because there is now a Sexual Offences Unit at the Georgetown Police Station. So we are making sure that the people of the Eastern Division be aware of sexual offenses. Not to say that it is that prevalent. That is a report that we investigate. Every day we get a new report. No. So we have to come in as the police and prevent it. So when we give the message, people adhere, they do what is right. And that is the purpose of the Sexual Offences Unit as well.
All right, so I'm going to ask a curious question here. Maybe you may not be able to answer it directly, but if you have information, you can tell me, right? So the perpetrators are persons who find themselves behind bars, right, for committing sexual offenses against, especially program within the prisons. As I said, I'm not sure if you might be able to answer, but if you have information, you could tell me, right? Is there a program done behind bars to sort of educate, I suppose, to let such predators know the long-term damage that they're doing to children? Do you know if any such activity happens?
I do not know what the prisons in itself has in plan, because at the end of the day, this is a scar for life. it damages the victims, it damages their families. I know the prisons is a rehabilitation center, and rehabilitation centers should have programs. So if they don't, but I do hope that they do, I hope that they will bring it on stream as soon as possible.
Okay, so maybe if it doesn't happen, maybe it could be a collaborative approach to be committed. On your part, you're trying to, or your unit is trying to do the preventative method in terms of warning children, the signs, the dangers, everything to look up. Has happened. We need to speak directly to the persons who have perpetrated the crime against these minors, these children.
So true.
Right? Dothwell, anything you want to add from your from the vantage of the anti-trafficking unit?
Okay, well, the anti-trafficking enforcement unit, we were basically set up to investigate and prosecute cases of human trafficking, not just in
Speaking to the mic, sorry.
not just in adults, but in respect of children victims also. And throughout the world, children have been exploited in various forms by these heinous criminals who have just set out to just make profit, just make money. And as I said, we have to protect our young population, our future generation. And we know that most of them are at an age that they're easily influenced and taken advantage of. One of the things that the Anti-Trafficking Enforcement Unit does is that we do school visits where we go into various schools and we sensitize the student body along with parents, teachers about human trafficking, what is human trafficking, the different types of human trafficking exploitations, and the signs in terms of identifying victims. Because you might have a friend who might actually be a victim of human trafficking, but you will not be able to tell the telltales signs. So we
Okay, and since the unit has been established, have you actually come across cases of human trafficking here in SVG?
well, we had one case, and that case was in 2015. Sad to say that that case went before the court and it was withdrawn.
And was it a crime of a sexual nature?
No, it was a case of forced labor with adults.
So that was what I actually wanted to get to, but we have a caller at this time. Hi, caller, good morning.
Sorry, wrong number.
All right, no problem. All right, so what are some of the areas that persons need to be on the alert with regards to human trafficking?
Okay, well, human trafficking, it's a crime that it does not discriminate against anybody. And it affects both boys and girls.
Okay, we have a caller. Just keep the thought. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Good morning, my sister. Good morning to everybody. How are
Good
you?
morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you speaking on this topic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes, it's on the topic.
Very
Yes,
good.
You don't have to worry about the topic, but I just want to say I'm a sexual offense unit could tell you that this is happening. I've been calling them regular, giving them information, making recommendations. So just want to just read a little piece from the November 8, 2019. Since the launch of 1 year ago, sexual offense unit, the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force have investigated 174 reports of sexual assault, made 90 arrests, but had only 2 convictions. And it's going to get worse. 2000 and, are you hearing me?
We are, yes. Go ahead.
Yes. It's going to get worse because, for me, why? This is how I call people. The police have lost their way in terms of people don't have the confidence in them for every aspect. This is how I still call them. I still get, but in fact, people come to me, tell me about, even when you had crimes around here and give me information, and people are afraid like hell to speak to the police because the police hierarchy, they're not conducive for giving information. What is another document in front of me here, which the police should share? St. Vincent sexual offense statistic worrying. According to information provided by UNICEF, St. Vincent and Grenadines are among the top 4 Caribbean countries for sexual offense against children. And, they, even this morning, seem to be trivializing it. We are very top for rape. And I could tell you what has happened from people in very high offices. They seem to believe that they can beat the system. The police must not allow that to happen. And there is another document in front of me, rape of 13-year-old girls, especially troubling. And here you have Mr. Charles, 2018, saying, you know, this is what we say. He said, we have some predators out there. This is a commissioner. And if you notice, the age of the people who are being assaulted, they are minors, Charles said, right? It was significant. Charles he was getting it right as a commissioner. We just have to ask parents and guardians to be closer to the young female. Don't take chances. Don't let them out of your sight.
Well, come remember, it's not just females, sir. Remember, it also can happen to males. So when you say females, add males as well, right?
Well, the thing is, right, is that yes, you have it, but mostly for the females. But it can happen to males. There are a lot of predators out there, and sometimes the predators are people. They trust friends of the people, of the family, and so forth. And I'm only saying here, I could add a little further to it. Sometimes I'm telling you, I'm not lying to you, and I'm going to call names of people. The police, I beg them that if any individual interfere with anybody, whether adults, boys, or children, that they must be held accountable. We cannot have certain people that are given one way and another way. And if the police act, in that way, that we would not tolerate it from the highest office. We would not hide it from a judge. We would not hide it from a politician. I believe that the public will get back their trust. I'm only saying I know Sergeant Williams. She's a wonderful person. She's one of the individuals that doesn't slight me. Many of your officers, once you're critical of any politician, they treat you in a different way. But I'm only saying here, it can only get better. It can only be fixed when the police understand the rule of law. Officers, we tell all something, a young child being raped, whether they rape by a big man or small man, an ordinary man, basically is a very dangerous thing. And we have many situations, finally, I'll wrap up with this one, where you have people case a dragged out. Because why? And it must stop. And I'm begging you all, if you all beg your leaders to change the way they do business. We ain't in Venezuela. This is a democracy. And if they change the way, we would be able to hold, including my son. If my son interfere with any underage girl, my son must go down. I want him. Any individual, and you all must conduct that. And don't come on here. And don't tell the public the tremendous amount of problems you're having from your hierarchy and from those people above you that are running this country. If you don't tell them that, basically you leave it out. Why is it that we had that amount of situations to go back to, and we could only have two convictions? Officers, you all know what I'm speaking about. I have to come in radio and make it and make tell the wall and call people names.
All right.
You all need to understand that you have to put your young people first. And any predator, it doesn't matter who it is, they must be held accountable for interfering with our young children.
Okay.
Many of you will come on here like if you're all sweet like sugar.
Okay, Hamo. All right. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your contribution.
Love you all very much. God bless you all very much.
All right. Any response to anything that Hamo said? Okay. So, Doppel, you were saying? I was asking about different things that people can look out for with regards to human trafficking, different avenues that might be utilized. Because you spoke about the case that you had that was thrown out, and it's regarded human labor. So you can speak a bit more onto that, but you had to speak into the mic.
Right. I don't really want to stray much into that topic. I don't want to divert from
not so much the case, but
right?
Things that people can look out for in terms of how they can be trapped or enticed or persuaded into becoming a victim of human trafficking.
Right. So first off, let me say that there are various recruitment methods that these traffickers use. You have ads being placed on social media, newspapers for positions that require little to no experience, but the payment is high. So that would entice persons to apply. So you might have persons applying for a position of a bartender at an establishment. But when you get to that establishment, rather than serving drinks, you're given a two-piece lingerie set, beaten and told that you have to dance. You have to perform sexual acts. Other recruitment methods are loving boyfriend, loving girlfriend, where persons would seek to get into a relationship with you with the means of getting you comfortable. So basically, they shower you a gift, they treat you like a king, they treat you like a queen, they make you feel comfortable. And then when you feel comfortable now, that's when they start to exploit you. They might say, "Oh, I need you to just do something for me," and then you feel obligated in doing that. Also, friends. Not I would always say, not everybody out there is your friend. Sometimes persons would just want to be a friend because they have an alternative motive behind it. Um, you might have persons taking you, pretending to be your friends, taking you to clubs, taking you to various places on trips with the intention of selling you, forcing you into a position of forced labor, forcing you into a position of sexual exploitation. And in some countries, this is even done by family members, where family members would sell their children in order to pay off a debt or to try to gain money to help to survive, to feed other siblings and themselves. So there are various factors in which persons can be recruited into this heinous act.
All right. So I guess sometimes in some instances as well too, it would be beneficial on their end to do some research.
To do some
right. If it
research.
sounds a bit too good to be true, it probably is. And to do some research, get some reviews, get some opinions from persons just to see if it's legitimate.
Right. And one of the things that we do, we work along with the Labor Department. And what I always tell persons, if you find jobs that are overseas, don't be scared to go into the Labor Department and ask them if they have knowledge of this company. Also, everything is on the internet. You can Google that company name, see if it's legit, see if there are any problems. You might see persons posting and saying that, "Oh, it's a fake company.
Right.
I have been exploited. Somebody might have been tricked that they know." Everything is basically on the internet. So do your research. Just don't jump in.
All right. So let's take a break at this time and then we'll be right back. Okay.
That's the sound of your animals. Strong, healthy, and delivering yields you love. That didn't just happen. It began with you feeding them only the best. East Caribbean Feeds. Rest assured, we only produce your feeds with premium ingredients. No hormones, no animal byproducts. Just everything your animal needs for maximum nutrition. Because your animals deserve only the best. East Caribbean Feeds from Maximum Nutrition.
Do you spin a dial to make a call on your rotary phone from the 60s?
No.
Are you driving an unreliable and risky automobile made in the 1900s?
Of course not.
Are you still fiddling with an antenna to get good signal on your black and white television from the 20s?
Really?
Then why are you still stuck in the past, sitting on an unintelligent 1930s design toilet? That's right, 1930s design. What does your bathroom say about you? Don't get left behind. The future is now. Be smart. Be progressive. Get yourself a smart toilet seat or a complete toilet today. You can visit the My Smart Toilet Seat office on the 3rd floor of the Blue Corner building opposite the old Anglican School on Bay Street. Our smart toilets are also available throughout St. Vincent at retail outlets with the orange flags. For more information, you can call us at 457-1703 or visit our website, justwashit.vc.
Gospel Power of Praise Promotions and Fidel Taylor Ministries presents Awake SVG, an evening of anointed, explosive praise and worship featuring from St. Vincent, Pearl McMaster, Fenton Harry, Otoesian Evangelist Cheryl Brown, Nigel Joseph, Maxine Coombs, Alfonso Richards, and the KBC Worshippers, Ronnie Richardson, the band Blessed, and Reverend Fidel Taylor.
Praise on the mountain.
From the USA, Gus Lynch, Shamel Russell, and Gregory Olive. Get ready, St. Vincent, for Awake SVG. Experience it live at the Russell's Auditorium, Stony Grounds, Kingstown, on February the 4th, 2024. Get your limited early bird tickets for just $20. Regular price $25, and at the door you pay $30. Get your tickets at Century Insurance, Nightingale, Pulse, Phyllis at Singer, Be Connected Shop at Camden Park, and from churches throughout SVG. Proceeds in aid of the Rillen Hill Church of the Nazarene Restoration. There's also going to be lots of prizes and giveaways.
Praise the Lord.
Sponsored by Century Insurance, New Life Sound, and West Indian Development.
Yes, sir.
Our industry relies on all of us to play our part. We take pride in showcasing our beautiful island, our craft, our cuisine, and our warm Vincentian hospitality.
Each of us play a crucial role in showcasing our vibrant tourism industry. We can create spaces where visitors can unwind, connect with nature, and embrace tranquility of our beautiful surroundings.
We need everyone on board to help us create an exceptional experience for our guests.
Join us at our National Tourism Community Consultations as we shape the future of tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
It's everyone's business, yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
The world has become such a cruel place. Something is wrong with the human race. Preacher man say it's wonders and signs. We are living in the end of times. Where is the love we once used to know? Where is the kindness we used to show? The heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop all the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in our use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay.
All right, indeed, crime and violence does not pay. And we are back with another Cop Chat. We're continuing our discussion. Today's topic is safeguarding our children against illegal drugs, sexual abuse, and human trafficking. All right. And joining us in studio today is Mr. Rocky Huggins, Sergeant of Police, Mr. Garrett Doppel, Corporal of Police, and Christina. You have an interesting name. I think I like it. Christina Butler, Constable of Police. All right. So we've heard from the Anti-Trafficking Human Department. We've heard from the Sexual Offenses Unit. Pronounced, I said it correctly. Right. Yeah. Now let's hear from Mr. Huggins with regards to the drug aspect of things.
Yes, as my counterpart sort of said before, that our outreach programs in reaching the youths, we go to schools voluntarily, and we are invited sometimes we are called by principals and teachers to speak on the topic of drug use among teens. We do radio programs such as Capture. This is probably my fourth time here. When we have our crime prevention exhibition, we are also part of that. So drugs, chemical and non-chemical substance that when used in the body create a negative effect on the body. So I want that to be spelled out clearly for all to hear. Well, we have legal drugs and we have illegal drugs in civics. Legal drugs, prescribed by a doctor, you can use it for
medicinal purposes.
And illegal drugs are forbidden by law. So, if you get caught with it, you will be prosecuted more than likely. There are two types of drugs we encounter on an everyday basis in cinemas and grenades: cannabis and crack cocaine. We all know cannabis grown throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and it can be easily obtained. Though we have seen a trend where it is imported, and who would have lived to see that cannabis would be imported in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? But times and seasons.
Is it, sorry, curious question, is it important it's raw form or in a product?
Raw form.
Oh, okay. All right.
We have seen from the creepy, we have seen it from Venezuela, Colombia, and seen drugs, cannabis imported from Canada also.
Okay.
Cocaine, on the other hand, is, well, crack is a byproduct of cocaine, and it is a very dangerous drug. Cocaine production contains chemicals, a lot of chemicals, and then to make crack, you're adding more. Sodium bicarbonate, we have baking soda, and other chemicals are being added, so it's very dangerous, and crack causes a lot of violence. It is easily obtained, and it is cheaper, and it gives you a quicker high. Cannabis, as I said, it's easily available, and there are byproducts of cannabis, and we have seen a trend in schools where we have cannabis edibles, and this is a dangerous trend. Cannabis edibles are in the form of gummies, cookies, and brownies. And you know, when you dazzle these things in front of children's eyes, they get excited.
Mm-hmm.
Some may know what they contain, some may not. Some people may ingest it innocently, because somebody might come and bring them some gummies, and they love gummies. They love the real gummies, but these gummies that a friend or somebody might give them may be laced with cannabis, and it could cause a serious effect on you. So we have been calling to schools concerning these cannabis edibles. They are sold on the internet. WhatsApp, IG more preferably. They are advertised, and the students make the order, and they are delivered covertly.
So my mind just ran into TV things, right? Could there be a covert operation happening to be able to prosecute such persons because you're selling to minors in particular? That's just me with my TV things.
Yes. We are on it. So I can see.
Okay.
So cannabis edibles, the effects last much longer when you eat it, and just like cannabis and cocaine, it gives you euphoria, make you high, make you addictive, make you hallucinate, seeing, as we say in local terms, seeing little man. And I just want to warn students also that cannabis is a gateway drug. Is that I like to refer to this movie, The Bitter End. That is a perfect example of what a gateway drug is. You start smoking cannabis, and the high is not what you want. It fades away. When you smoke it, you're still normal. So you tend to go to something bigger, and you transfer to crack cocaine. I have known of persons who would have fallen in that trap, and it wasn't a nice ending. There's also another way that they mix cannabis and cocaine, and you call it Zuki.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you might have a friend who thinks smoking is cool, and you might be doing well in school, and this friend might jealous you, and all you smoking with together, they get some crack cocaine, and they lace the marijuana with it, and you smoke it, and it'll send you stone mad. So I'm saying all of this to our youth today, that be very vigilant, start school strong, stay strong, and finish strong.
Okay. And I think one of the things that we have to recognize is the linkage between possibly getting involved in drugs and then becoming a predator to a sexual offense because you may not be within your sound mind. Or the reverse can also happen where you have become a victim of a sexual assault. Your self-worth has been diminished. You no longer feel as if you're properly valued, and then you start using drugs. So we have to look at the reverse aspects that could happen in both instances, right? Is there anything that you wanted to add, Christina?
Yes. So we advise students to be very careful with their friends, who they go out with. We ask them to be careful what they eat, what they drink, because somebody could drug you, as you said before, and take you somewhere and sexually assault you. And we wouldn't want that to happen to our youth, right? In hand, we have to be our brother's keeper. Neighbors have to look out, parents have to look out, teachers have to look out, students have to look out for students as well, because when you start looking out for each other, it brings up bond, it protects the youths of our society. Every person who would have been sexually assaulted would be traumatized in one way or the other. And it is not easy going forward. So what we also encourage parents to be is to be very supportive. If your child is a victim of a sexual assault, be very supportive to your child, because the child cannot make it on their own.
And I suppose, and as you say this, is important as well. It's what you say to your child as well.
Exactly.
Because there are many instances where people, parents, etc., make it seem as if it's the child's fault, as if they did something or they said something or they acted in a particular way to encourage whatever it is that has happened.
That is true.
Right? So that's also something that we have to look at, the way in which we speak to people who have become victims of sexual assault.
Correct.
And as Christina would have said about supportive students support each other, but there's a reverse in that why do young people do drugs? One, peer pressure. You might want to be a part of a group, girls, because they are the elite girls in school, and to be a part of the group, you have to smoke some weed. And just because you want to be a part of the group, you fall for it, start using drugs. It might not be good for your brain, it might send you stone mad. Another thing, just to feel cool, you want to be the cool guy or the cool girl in school, and you start using drugs. You want to feel different, you want to high, start using drugs. Social media, even family members, because you might see your uncle smoking and you might think it's cool because he's doing it, and you start doing it. Experimentation, you just want to take some, let me try this to see how it works. And that one pull or one sniff might be the end for you. And self-medication also, you might hear people telling you, okay, then you use weed for asthma, but you might not know how to use it or what you might overdose. So these are things that we would like our students to take heed of.
Okay. Dapper, anything you want to add to this before we take a break, the second break?
No, when you come back, I'd just like to do some indicators.
Okay. All right. So let's take another break at this time as we wrap up today's COP chat. And I'm doing the wrong thing. Y'all bear with me a second. There we go.
First National Bank says get the home you've always wanted with zero down. That's right, as we celebrate more than 85 years of being here for you as the first indigenous bank. We're giving 85 individuals 100% financing to achieve their dream of home ownership. This is possibly the most important decision you'll ever make. 100% financing for your dream home. Call or come into First National Bank today and ask about our zero down payment, 100% financing for mortgages. First National Bank, here for you.
At Lynch Caribbean, yes, we offer comprehensive insurance solutions and broking. But we're more than an insurance broker. We drill down to your core business strategy We keep a pulse on risk to keep your operations healthy.
On your mark, get set.
Along the way, helping you to drive competitive advantages. At Lynch Caribbean, we have your back. Contact us today for insurance solutions, strategic risk advisory, and more. Call 453-3300. Email info@lynchcaribbean.com or visit our office in Beachmont, Kingstown. Follow Lynch Caribbean SVG on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, or visit www.lynchcaribbean.com.
Ready, set, surf. Singer, your favorite family store is now online. Log on today at www.singersvg.com and enjoy our store and products right at your fingertips. Now online are your trusted brands that you have come to love. Refrigerators to chest freezers, gas cookers to toasters, air fryers, mattresses, living room sets, and so much more. Browse our products, check the specs, compare brands and prices, and request parts all online. We have also made bill payments easier, more convenient, and simpler just for you. Log on to www.singersvg.com to learn more. Singer, your family company is keeping up with you and the times. Visit our website today and experience a whole new world of Singer, your trusted online family company.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a whole new world out there. Reaching new customers and getting products faster. That's what it's all about. Ocean freight rates are skyrocketing, so don't pay more for slower service. It's time to switch to faster, more reliable air cargo service with SkyMax Cargo. Up to 3 flights weekly to and from the USA, Puerto Rico, and the Caribbean islands. Providing excellent import, export, and e-commerce solutions to put you ahead of the competition. For special low rates on small packages and air cargo, contact SkyMax today. 784-456-5400. Local agents SwiftPack Interprime Cargo. Call 784-456-5400 to book your shipments today.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
The world has become such a cruel place. Something is wrong with the human race. Preacher man say it's wonders and signs. We are living in the end of times. Where is the love we once used to know? Where is the kindness we used to show? The heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop all the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in our use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay.
All right, so we are in our final minutes regarding today's Cop Chat program. So I'm just going to allow the officers who are here with us to give their final thoughts and wrap-up thoughts and any words of advice or methods of communication, because that was one of the other questions that I wanted to ask. I'll throw it out now so you could just say it one time. In terms of if a child is experiencing either being a victim of crime, in a sexual way, probably being peer pressured into using drugs, or a very young adult who, let's say, is not in school but is of legal working age, possibly becoming or being enticed to become a victim of human trafficking. The methods in which, or the different ways in which they can seek out help, assistance, guidance, or even just want to listen to them, right? So you can say all of that in your wrap-up, right? Dapwell, you first.
Okay, well, the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Unit, we can be contacted at telephone number 456-1750, and we are located at the Kittels Police Station. We share the same building along with my wonderful colleague here, Ms. Butler of the Sexual Offences Unit. You can also email us at atipu@rsvgpf.vc. And I must say that all information is kept strictly confidential. We take pride in our work, and we are very professional, and we would like the general public to always be giving us information. So we protect you and we make you feel comfortable so that you would give us information out there so you can continue to be your brother's keeper.
All right, Christina.
All right. So my final thoughts, right? I want to leave few tips to the students, few tips to the parents. Parents, I advise you to be available for your children. Everybody has a busy day. Breakfast is out, lunch is out, but at the end of the day, I advise parents to at least have dinner with their children. Ask them how was their day. Have a discussion with them. Talk to them about sexual activities. Because if you don't talk to them as a parent, then somebody else out there is going to talk to them. And you don't want people to advise your children very wrong. So be available for your children. That is most important. Children, there's this inner thing that you know when something is wrong. Pay attention to your instinct. You have to respect yourself, respect your bodies. When you know your safe space, this is my safe space. Don't get inside of it. No means no. Stop. Don't touch me there. I don't like it.
Scream.
Yes.
Scream.
Yes, yes.
If nothing else, scream.
Yes. And at the end of the day, if something would have occurred, which we don't want to occur, then do not keep it a secret. You have to tell somebody. And that's when other persons outside of the police comes in. We have healthcare personnel. You may go to the doctor and you could tell the doctor, somebody touched me here, somebody did this to me. You can tell your teacher. Some students have their favorite teacher they can talk to. You can tell your counselor because most schools have a counselor. You can tell your counselor, your Sunday school teacher. You can come to the police station. Outside of that, if you don't want to come to the police station, you go to the child protection unit. They have a very good staff. They assist, they help us in when we have reports, they assist us very well. So you can go to the child protection unit. Their responsibility is to protect the child. Because if a teacher, a pastor, the police, you think will hear you, but they're not looking for your interest, don't think that, because we hear you and we look for your interest. Your interest is our responsibility. So you can contact the Sexual Offences Unit. We have 2 offices. Many people may not know, but there is now a branch at the Georgetown Police Station. So you can go to the Kittels Police Station. You can go to the Georgetown Police Station. You can call the Child Protection Unit. If you report the matter to any teacher, pastor, healthcare personnel, they have the responsibility to report the matter to the police according to the Child Care and Adoption Act. So with that being said, I want to urge the persons of the Eastern Division, the Georgetown District, to make sure come out in support of our children, in support of our people who are disabled, and people tend to take them as
take advantage
of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you. Come out on the 26th of January. We're going to march. We're going to sensitize the public of Georgetown, the communities, about sexual offenses. We're educating you because we don't want this to go on and on and on. And with safeguarding comes protection, and with protection comes the police.
All right, Rocky, before you give your final thoughts, listen, when things come to me, I ask the questions one time, right? We know that the method of communication for many children is to do an instant message, right? Let's say through Facebook or through Instagram. Is that available for them? Let's say I go to these sexual offenses. You have a Facebook page? There's a
Yes.
separate Facebook page,
We do
right?
have a Facebook page.
Or an Instagram page.
And we do have a WhatsApp available, 453-4599. And you can also come in directly if you don't want to.
Oh, right, because that's the thing, because you know they might feel a little bit more comfortable being at home. Something has happened and they prefer to just send the message one time as opposed to making a phone call or coming into the station.
And we can come to you as well.
Right.
If somebody would have reported a matter and they don't feel safe coming to the police station,
Mhm.
we go to them. So the police just don't sit at the station, at the sexual offences unit. We meet you where you're comfortable. We have a comfortable space and we try to make our victims as comfortable as possible.
Okay. Raki?
Yes, before I go into my rounding up, there is another trend that we are seeing in terms of hashish. Hashish is a product of cannabis. It takes several pounds of cannabis to make a brick of hashish. Hashish is very potent. So you might take a little fingernail of hashish and smoke it, and that might end up to be about half pound of cannabis.
Okay.
So it looks like chocolate. The juice of the cured cannabis are compressed and squeezed out, and it looks like chocolate. So I want to implore students, today's year, look out for that also. Another thing I want to touch on, jug mules. A mule is someone who is paid, course, or tricked into transporting jugs across international borders, but who has no further commercial interest in the jug. There is not one class of person that you can use as jug mules. We have young, pretty boys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
We have poor, unemployed individuals, airline workers, diplomats, influential persons, even law enforcement officers are used as jug mules. And this come about when I am in a financial situation. One of the drug traffickers, they flash 5,000 US in front of me. I want to send you on a trip to Barbados. I see you look down. They come with the shenanigans, as my colleague Double was spoken to, how they get people into human trafficking. They tell you, okay, then I want you to drop the suitcase up for me when you're going up. And that suitcase is full with marijuana and cocaine. And whensoever you go and you're intercepted by law enforcement in that country, you are on your own. Those people would not even call to see how you are doing. If you want soap, if you want toothpaste, they just leave you on your own. So that's another thing I want to tell our young viewers and young listeners to be aware of. Another thing is I want to touch on the MCA, the medicinal cannabis, and the persons who are licensed to to use cannabis. I'm going to read. Even if you have your license, you cannot engage in the use of medicinal cannabis on any public transport, on the premises of any preschool, primary school, secondary school, or tertiary institution, or in a private residence that is used at any time to provide licensed child care or other similar social service care at that residence. In any motor vehicle, you cannot consume, sell, or offer for free distribution medicinal cannabis or any samples thereof at any convention, trade show, or at a public or private event. Operate, navigate, or be in actual physical control of any motor vehicle, aircraft, or boat whilst under the influence of medicinal cannabis. So people believe, okay, then because I have the license, the ID to consume medicinal cannabis, that we could use it anyway. No, it's not so. Okay. There are laws in place for that. And I just want to end that with a few words. Or before I go, I just give you our contact information. We are at the base at Annisville, next to the garage. Our telephone number is 456-4108. if you want to contact any of our members, if you know any of our members, you can do so directly with them. If you feel more comfortable with them, you can speak to teachers, you can speak to your pastors, and if the message needs to be conveyed to the police, then it will be done. So with that said, I want to leave a few lines of one of my favorite calypsonian, ABC.
You singing?
We will see. And his calypso is, you think you're getting high, but you're really getting low. The only reward for drugs is 6 feet down below. If anyone asks you to try, tell them you don't want to die and you don't want to be a slave living in this bloody grave, because marijuana will mash up your brain. CRACK will send you insane, and the killer cocaine will destroy your mind. The very first try is that you're going to die. So say no to drugs. And I just want to end with that. Thank you.
All right. So thank you very much, Christine, Garrett, and Iraqi for joining us today for a very informative program. Someone actually commented that it's a great program, and they're hoping that the students could actually hear it. So for the parents whose children are at school, this was brought live on Facebook, so you can always play it back for them after if they're in school, right? But this has been a very informative program. There are probably just a few things that we didn't get to touch on. I probably had questions on, but you guys are always welcome to come back, all right? Yeah. So thanks once again for being with us today.
If I miss a recommendation, program this week is geared at students, right? So if we could do it the Thursday before school reopens, when they are home. So then
listen, is y'all calling the shots tonight? Y'all, you come up with the program and let us know. So yeah.
So that we get to them.
Right. Very valid point. Yes. All right. So thanks again, guys, for being with us today. And I need to do the bank rates. So for those persons in need of a time check, it's now 9:08. And we are going to bring to you today's ECCB bank rates.
Nothing else sounds as good as
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
And today's ECCB bank rates come to you with the kind compliments of the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Brick by brick, piece by piece, building with technology, helping wealth increase, starting small.